house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 21 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Eunice Lim. Eunice, thank you so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we really appreciate it and think you're awesome. So thank you again, and if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. So, when we left off yesterday, the house guests were waiting around for the Power Veto competition, and just a little reminder, Nick and Sam are up on the block, and Nick appears to be the primary target. So, they had the Power Veto player draw, and I have to say, it was a really boring day leading up to the POV. They played the competition later in the day, and everything before that was just like, oh my god, really? Okay, so the players, we've got Holly, Nick, and Sam, of course, and then the three extras are Cliff, Jess, and Tommy. So honestly, when you look at this, it's a pretty good draw for Nick and Sam, right? Holly's really sore from the HOH competition, so she's probably not going to be great. Cliff is probably going to throw it because he doesn't want to show his cards one way or the other. And they feel like they can beat Jess, so they really only have to worry about Tommy. It's really looking good that like either Nick or Sam could win the Power Veto. So they also knew that hay would probably be involved in this competition because Holly is allergic to hay, which is so weird because she has like a ranch and stuff, or her family has a ranch. They gave her some medicine for that ahead of time, so they were like, whoa, there's gonna be hay in this competition. Just a little, you know, fun tidbit of info. So Sis and Christie were having a game chat, and Sis says that she really trusts Sam and that she thinks that he's good for both of their games. She says that Sam really wants to work with us again. On the other hand, that Nicole, she says Nicole scares the crap out of her. And she feels like if Nicole wins HOH, she's gonna target the 6. Well, duh. Who else is she gonna target? I freaking hope she targets the 6. So Sis says that Sam said he would target the other people outside of the 6, what Sam calls the bottom feeders. It's really funny because I don't think Sam would actually do that. Like, yeah, he's saying that to you, but that doesn't mean he's gonna do it. I'm pretty sure that he would nominate Holly and Jack, which is what he told Nicole, and he said to Nick before, like, he could swear on his family that he's gonna do one thing, but that doesn't mean he's actually gonna do it. He has said that he would put up 2 people from the 6. So Sis is falling for it. Sis says, obviously we should still get Nick out this week, but next week, let's get out Nicole instead of Sam, and then we can take out Sam later. And so Christie's like, yeah, I'm into this plan. We can't trust Nicole. Nicole. Okay, so Nick and Sam were chatting, and Sam finally realizes what's going on. I believe it's because he talked to Sis, and Sis was like, this is what's up, we want Nick out, and then we're gonna keep you around and get rid of Nicole instead. So before, Sam was under the impression that, you know, him and Nick could both be safe this week and it was gonna be great, but now he's realizing, oh crap, whichever one of us doesn't win the Power Veto is gonna be in some danger here. So he tells Nick, if you win Power Veto, I'm going home to my boys. That's great, whatever, it's fine. And he says if nominations stay the same, you're probably going. And he says, if you win the Power Veto, I might just like start crying and try to get some sympathy, see if I can work that angle a little bit. Which is like crazy because remember when he didn't want Jess campaigning to him and being like, oh, I also have a family, blah, blah, blah. Just saying. Anyway, meanwhile, Christie and Sis were chatting again, and Christie is getting kind of paranoid that she'll get backdoored this week. Ah! And so it begins again. Does it ever really end? She says she's nervous about it because, you know, Nick was telling Jackson last week that Christie was saying all these things about him, how he doesn't like her, she doesn't like him, and that she would put him up, she doesn't like the way he talks to women, blah, 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 which again, are all things that she has said, but she's denying it. And, she's also paranoid that Jackson and Holly are thinking that they're at the bottom of their 6, which they kind of are, and they might want to get the rest of the 6 out. So she says even if they do put her up this week, the votes would not be there to evict her. She's very confident of that. And she says if they do try and make that move, she'll use her power next week and take out Jackson. Why not just do that anyway? That'd be a lot of fun. So Sis is also worried that Bella's campaigning is really sticking with Holly and Jackson about them being at the bottom of the 6. And they agree Holly is easily influenced. Okay, sis. So they see that Jackson is being extra sweet to Holly. He really is. And they're just like, I mean, I don't know how sweet it is to... He's almost like controlling what food she eats in a way by like making all of her meals and stuff. It's he's got such food issues. But anyway, he's like telling her over and over again, like, you did so great. I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. And it feels forced. It kind of feels like he's making sure he's got control over what she does this week, but maybe I'm just cynical. I don't know. So then Sis is saying that she wants to pull Sam in closer and use him to take out Jackson and possibly Jack before they get down to 6. So honestly, like, this is exciting to hear because I want to see some shots fired at that 6, right? So they agree. They can't even tell Tommy about this because Tommy desperately wants them to all make it to the 6. He wants this group to work. So if he hears that, he's going to be very upset. But she keeps saying, we've got to get Sam to the 8 so he can make this move. And Christie agrees. She doesn't want to have to burn jury votes by getting those people out herself. She wants somebody else to do it. So it's interesting here that maybe Sis is finally thinking of doing something other than Jack. So then the feeds go down for the power veto competition. There was hay involved. The house guests that competed were all wearing these like overall shorts, and Jack was the host, and he was dressed up like Little Bo Peep. It was a lot. It was fun though, and it sounds like it was a really athletic competition. They were all saying it was really difficult. It sounds like it was competed in rounds, and there were live sheep and possibly a dog involved. Sounds like they had to maybe herd the sheep. What the actual F is wrong with this show? Stop using animals! Oh my god. It seems like the more we say it and we're like, no, don't do it. They're like, oh wait, what? You want us to do? Oh, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it more. It is so aggravating and so not okay. So anyway, Nick won the power veto, so he will be safe this week. And everybody's like, oh crap, because he was the main target. So Kat wastes no time pulling Holly aside after the feeds come back. She says, I think Nicole's more dangerous than Sam. Really? Has Nicole won any competitions yet? Because Sam sure has. And Holly takes this to Jackson, and Jackson's like, no, Sam's gotta go. Which doesn't line up with what he was saying later, but like, okay. So then Kat talks to Christie about possibly getting rid of Nicole this week, and she's asking Christie, do you think it's more dangerous to have Nick and Sam here together, or Nick and Nicole? Are you serious right now? Since when are Nick and Nicole like a thing? Sam and Nick are a solidified duo. It's hard to say either of their names without saying the other. And you're asking if it's more dangerous to have Nick and Nicole together? I don't get it. But Christie says Nick and Sam, for sure, they need to be split up. Because if Sam goes, then Nick is going to need us. He won't have anyone strong to work with besides us. It leaves him no choice. And the sad thing is that Nick has said in his like Nick to camera monologues that if he sticks around, he's gonna do what the 6 want because he feels like he doesn't have numbers to go up against them and he doesn't want to be out the following week. So yeah, he's planning on doing that. So Kat says, honestly, she's kind of nervous about going up against Sam on the block because before she volunteered herself to be a pawn, but she was thinking it would be against Nick, and now she's like, ooh, I don't feel as comfy against Sam. I don't know if I like this. So Christie's reassuring her, it's gonna be okay. We have the votes to keep you safe. And then Christie's like, I hope Mickey is not secretly mad at me and they're gonna put me up. Oh my God! I'm just waiting for Monday morning when she's gonna be like, I'm going up. You know it's coming. So then Holly and Jackson were having a game chat up in the HOH room, and they're not sure why Kat is suddenly thinking that they should get rid of Nicole. Like, where is this coming from? So Jackson says he was a big proponent of putting Nicole up on the block as an initial nominee. So like, he's into this. He's like, yeah, maybe we should get rid of Nicole, but they would have to do some serious legwork with Nick and Sam to make sure that those two would be on their side. So Holly is saying, I only want to put up Nicole if she's the new target. I don't want to put her up as a pawn. Like, she would have to be the one leaving. And Jackson says, let's send it. Where is this coming from? So she also says, if Sam is still the target, she wants to put up Kat because Kat volunteered herself and she doesn't want to get any other people upset by putting them up. So Holly says she's really bummed that Nick won the power veto, and Jackson's like, I'm not. Because I think he sees that he's not going to be the target with Nick staying. He doesn't feel like he's Nick's target. So then Sis joins them, and they're asking each other like, oh, what do you think we should do this week? Blah, 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 going back and forth. It seems like nobody wants to be the first one to say it. So then Jackson's like, well, I think Nicole should go up. He says Nicole is unappreciative and wishy-washy. Holly says she's sneaky AF. Okay, enough with the like unappreciative thing, because that's some freaking bullshit that they're like, we saved her, she's gotta do what we want. They're gonna be holding this over her head like years later. It's insane. So anyway, let's take a break from them because they kind of suck and it's annoying. Let's check in with Sam and Nick really quickly. They were talking in the boat lounge, and Sam says that Sis told him, so we do have confirmation that he got the information from earlier from Sis. He says, Sis told me that the plan was to get rid of Nick this week, and then next week, Nicole. They would use me as a pawn to get rid of Nicole. So Sam says that the Six love Jess because they feel like she's not gonna win anything. So Sis told him, don't say anything bad about Jess because it's not gonna get you anywhere. So she told him to push for Nicole to go up. And Sam doesn't really want to have to throw Nicole under the bus, but he also wants to stay. So Nick and Sam have this plan. They're gonna act like they're not playing together anymore because people are gonna be afraid of them as a duo. So they're like, we're gonna separate until eviction. Love you, buddy. Come on, who is gonna believe that they're not gonna work together? What is the point of that? Wouldn't it be better for them to sell themselves as a duo and as a two for somebody who wants to keep them? I think that would make a lot more sense. But they're gonna act like they wanna work with the Six. Again, Nick really wants to though. Ugh. All right, so back up to the HOH room. We've got Holly, Sis, and Jackson. So Holly is saying, again, Nicole is only going up on the block if she is the new target. And Jackson's going on and on about how Nicole's unappreciative and the fact that she even considered working with Nick and Bella after everything that happened is mind-blowing. Who is she supposed to work with? You guys were really shitty to her too. You're just acting like you weren't. So also, like, why would she not want to go after the big group and just let them, what, she's gonna let you guys sail to the final six? I don't think so. So they're also pissed that Nicole told Jess that Jackson and Holly were considering keeping Bella last week. They claim that they never said that, but honestly, I think that they were being pretty non-committal with her and they're trying to hide it. So Sis says, do whatever's best for your game. Obviously, I wanted Nick out, but that can't happen now because he won the veto. So Sis says she wouldn't mind Sam staying. That's a really funny way to put it because Sam is, or these freaking names. Sis is gonna be like hardcore pushing for Sam to stay this week. She feels like she has a really good relationship with him. However, she's not sure if it would sit well with other people like Cliff and Jess and possibly even like Christie and Jack if they were to take out Nicole this week, because those other people want Sam out. They want to split up Nick and Sam. So then Holly is saying she's not sure that she would want Nick and Sam to both stay after she nominated both of them. She doesn't want both initial nominees to stay, especially since they're both good at competitions. So that is something to consider as well. So then Jack and Christie join them. And Christie says, oh, I guess everything happens for a reason, right? So she said, maybe this is God telling them that Nick really does want to work with them and he wants to regain their trust, and maybe Sam is actually the bigger target that we should be getting rid of. And Holly's like, that's a stretch. And Christie's all like, oh, silver lining, wow. So they all agree. Even though Nick is staying this week, they do not trust him. Christie reminds them, you know, if Nick wins HOH next week and he targets us, don't worry because I still have my power. Ugh. Thanks a lot, Cliff. Thanks a lot. So Jack says, doesn't matter because we're gonna win next week and we're gonna put up Nicole and Nick. So Christie is really pushing for Kat to go up as the pawn this week. She doesn't see any reason why they would be putting up Nicole when Kat has volunteered to go up as a pawn, and it would be no more blood on Holly's hands. So Holly's like, yeah, okay. She is thinking we need to figure out a way to manage Nick and how we're going to deal with our relationships with him, because they don't want anyone to get sucked into like trusting Nick again and wanting to work with him. So Holly says that a relationship with Nick is like an abusive relationship. He breaks your trust, he lies, he manipulates, and then he's all lovey-dovey and pulls at your heartstrings. And oh my god, it was just so ironic hearing her make this comparison when she's showmancing Jackson. And we've all seen the way that Jackson treats her. Woo! Okay, so then Kat joins them and Christie's talking about her power. She's like, it expires after next week, so I either use it or lose it by next week. How freaking pissed would the producers be if not only did they lose Ovi's power, but Christie's power also goes unused and the only one that was used was Jack's like subpar one? Woof. So anyway, Christie's saying if Nick wins HOH, I'll use my power as leverage. I'll threaten him that I'm gonna use it if he doesn't put up who we want. I mean, he could just call your bluff because let's not forget, if one of those turds doesn't win power veto, she can't really use it, right? So she's like, I'll use it as leverage or to backdoor him. Either way, we're gonna be fine. I can't wait for that damn power to expire because it has been so annoying. So Christie says if Nick wins HOH next week, it's also going to be great for them because that means that they can all compete in the following HOH, which she thinks is going to be the double eviction. Is that coming up? I don't know. We haven't heard that yet, but there is that chance that it could be. It has been in the past. So then Christie and Jack are both pushing that Kat should be the one to go up as the pawn because Nick and Sam have to be split up. So they're telling Kat, you will stay unanimously if you're the one to go up. It'll hide that we're working with you. Nick will feed you information, which I think is silly because remember what happened last time? Nick told Kat his plan about like having Cliff lie to Christie so that she won't use her power and then putting up someone from the 6 shooters. Remember when that got out? So I don't know that Nick would necessarily spill all this info to Kat again after he got burned last time. But then again, Nick has a problem keeping his mouth shut, and I don't know if you noticed this. He's not great at this game, so it could happen. But Christie's telling Kat, you can't tell anyone about this. We don't need it getting out that you're a pawn, and that like we don't need it getting out that you're in on this and that you're working with us. So then Tommy joins them. So yay, the whole gang's there now. So Christie is like, this is gonna be Kat's initiation, survive the block, and you're in. That's such a great thing to hear so far into the game that you are the newest member of an alliance of a pre-established 6. Great. So Cliff comes in and then the conversation's over. Oof. That should be a huge, huge red flag to Cliff. But I mean, he already knows they're all working together, right? So then Jackson is trying to get everyone out of the HOH room so that Sis and Jack can have sex in the HOH shower. Disgusting. I hope they demolish the shower after the season's over. Just sledgehammer, hazmat suits, I don't freaking know. So anyway, moving on. Sis really seems fixated on getting rid of Nicole. She has not dropped this yet. She told Sam later that Kat and Nicole are the 2 people that are being considered to be the replacement nominee. So she's like, when you talk to Holly, make sure you push for it to be Nicole. So she also tried to keep convincing Holly to take out Nicole, and Holly doesn't seem into it. She's like, Nicole is way less likely to win competitions than Sam. I don't want to get all this extra blood on my hands. I don't think this is a good idea. Sis was also talking about it again with Christie, and Christie seemed to be putting her foot down. She's like, no, I'm not voting out Nicole. I'm not going to do it. And she says if Holly puts up Nicole, to her that's going to mean that Holly and Jackson are working with Sam and Nick. I mean, yeah, like why else would she want to keep Sam, right? So Christie checks in with Tommy in the bathroom area, and she says, Holly and Jackson are acting kind of strange, don't you think? They've been spending a lot of time alone. They're not talking to the rest of the group as much. What's going on here? So she's getting a little worried that something sus is happening. You know, maybe there is a plan. Maybe she is planning on putting up Nicole and getting rid of her. So Christie is really weirded out that that Nicole plan is being considered as much as it is. She's like, why would they want to keep Sam unless there's something going on there? So they're wondering if something is up. Christie says, I'm voting Sam out. And Tommy says, I am too. But he wants to make sure that they're not being excluded from other plans. He wants to make sure that they're still in the loop, still in on the decision making. So then Christie's like, well, why is Holly letting Jackson play her game for her? She says that Holly is just a statistic. Woo, okay. She's like one of those girls that lets guys decide everything for her. Damn, okay. So then Kat comes in and interrupts the conversation. So that's the end of that. But you can clearly see there is some tension now amongst the 6 shooters. More than usual. So today the house guests are slowly getting up for the day. Not really anything crazy happening yet. But they will be having the power veto ceremony tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see how much more Sis tries to push for Nicole to go up on the block. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow. So until then, much love.